Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today, we have so much stuff to share. Don't know where to start. Let's just get into it. First of all, forget Bitcoin and keep these three altcoins on your radar for January. Long story short, if you're really talking about making money in crypto over the next couple of months, Bitcoin is only best if you don't want to lose as much, because obviously, out of all things in crypto, Bitcoin is going to be most likely least volatile if you exclude stablecoins. And so, going for an altcoin in almost any different scenario is a better ROI if things do well. If things do bad, however, Bitcoin will most likely go down less. And so, from that perspective, guys, I am really telling all of my friends get heavily into altcoins right now that are fundamentally set in stone. That's also what I talked about previously with my billionaire strategy type of video. I'm calling out right now, altcoins with fundamentals is what everybody should be focusing on right now, or of course the second side of things, which is getting some yield on your money in any way, shape, or form possible. Having said that, Luna, Matic, Chainlink, hold all three of them. All three very solid coins. I want to quickly shout those three out as I've talked about them 1,000 times on the channel, but again, they deserve even more praise. Then, guys, before we move on, I want to quickly say make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Make sure you just press that little subscribe button. It's definitely worth it. All right, moving forward. Here is why Binance and Ripple might focus on this country in 2022. So, one of the fun parts about talking about where all these things might move is usually talking about Dubai, where I live, as you guys know, or just generally speaking, outside the US. One of the most fun parts about Ripple, I would say right now, even in Binance, is how I guess they almost really don't have a choice. Right now, we have a lawsuit going on between Ripple and the SEC, but the fact this lawsuit could take place is really quite a big problem. I mean, essentially, the SEC, the ruling, I guess, authority over in the US, has said, you know what? Cryptocurrencies in the way in which companies are building them now, we can't have them over here because they're just wrong. And why? We won't tell. How can you fix it? We won't tell. But we're kind of keeping in our heads, basically, we're keeping it that it's clear, so you should have known, but we won't really tell you that you, or how you could have known, and yada yada. It's just completely messed up, and basically they're not giving any companies a choice. I've been thinking about this, and I honestly just don't really know why they just haven't moved to Dubai, because Binance now made the first big step. I actually have a fun article about CZ from Binance over on my Twitter, because I guess I just closed the article by accident. Don't have it open anymore. Do I have it open? Here we go. World's biggest crypto fortune began with a friendly poker game. Right now, it's estimated that the founder of Binance is worth about $96 billion. Honestly, believe it would be closer to like $400 billion or around that ballpark. But apparently, they estimated at $96 billion, which is definitely fine. It's on the right path at least. Here it says Zhao's fortune could be significantly larger, as the wealth estimate doesn't take into account his personal crypto holdings, which include Bitcoin and his own firm token. It just includes, I guess, the company Binance, maybe? I still thought it would be a lot higher than that, but I guess maybe it's a conservative estimate, I think. I think so. I think people might get scared if all of a sudden CZ is found out to be the richest person alive. Would kind of feel a little bit strange. So they're keeping that on low profile. But they made a really big step in that regard. I think Ripple could easily follow. Specifically, if they lose over in the US, they're just going to easily move over there. But I guess it's just that they want to stay true to their nature, just staying in the US. But I honestly don't think, innovatively wise, it's smart to be in a country where you're already facing this much trouble and where the rules are just not clear at all, and they're not really looking to go into it. Look at it from a perspective of they're using rules which stem from 1940. Why? It can't work. It doesn't work. Moving on, we talked just now, and I'm going to kind of continue on with that little notion of going for altcoins which have solid fundamentals. Polygon here is going to, for the next 6 months or so, be so extremely useful and so increasingly more used that if Polygon is not in your portfolio, I think there's a really big problem. Again, guys, not financial advice. At the end of the day, I can be wrong. But my thoughts are that as long as Ethereum is not going to its 2.0 upgrade, and even then, at that point, it can still be useful. Don't get me wrong. But up until that point, Polygon is most likely just going to keep increasing in price, piece by piece, but steadily, as the use case is just easily there. It's just so easy to see. And it basically has a correlation to Ethereum from some perspective, but it also kind of doesn't, as the price of Polygon is determined by the network activity on Ethereum, which will keep increasing as more and more projects get onboarded. And even though Ethereum's network activity might increase the price partially, Ethereum is so susceptible to Bitcoin and everything like that. But since Matic is more so connected to Ethereum's network activity, which will keep increasing whether or not we're in a bull or bear market, like the gas fees, for example, they can be crazy high in a bear market too. Matic's price and utility and usefulness will actually keep only upgrading and going higher. From that perspective, I really think Polygon is a really juicy one to buy. If you're wondering, by the way, why are things going down, one thing y'all missed, a lot of y'all missed, and I even missed for a little bit too, is there's a lot of talks right now for stimulus checks. And of course, you guys know, stimulus checks, we talked before about the massive inflation, takes the stock market down. Stock market goes down. I didn't miss that one, of course. Crypto goes down. You got to remember, stimulus checks in 2020 also took things really down quite severely because people understand that their dollars are so fragile. And theoretically speaking, which is why I keep promoting to you guys that crypto is like one of the best solutions for diversifying your risk. Crypto is one of the best solutions to, again, go against the ever decreasing dollar value every single year. Let's say this goes on for 5 years. You've basically lost 40%-ish of your money at that point. It's like about 6% a year, which I guess piece by piece of the next 5 years should be 30% if you look at the real number. But let's say we up it a little bit. You could lose 40% of your money within that little time frame. Scary. It's really scary to think about that. It's really scary. Yeah, it's really scary if you start thinking about that. If it just goes on for a couple more years, and if you saved up $1 million, all of a sudden it's only worth $700,000 within 5 years. It's crazy to think about. Really crazy. But that's again the situation which is happening right now, and stimuli just make it worse and worse. Then again, JP Morgan said some stuff about prediction on the crypto markets, Ethereum upgrades, DeFi NFTs. Remember, JP Morgan is not often right. Not, of course, any individual, but I'm talking about their analysts who do these articles and reports and whatnot. These are not crypto guys. These are bank guys. Do they know a lot about crypto? Most likely. But does that mean they're going to be right? No. Officially, these guys are financial advisors, right? They don't write in that manner, but you understand it. But no, I don't think they're on the same path as a lot of us in terms of crypto knowledge, nor the realness. They always have a second agenda, in my opinion. And they've just been wrong so many times that I don't really care about what they write anymore. My thoughts. If you're, by the way, worried about all these bear markets and whatnot, remember we can always get ourselves a little job over here. Today, I'm a little bit tired. I mean, it's almost, let's see here. It is almost, I guess, almost 3 a.m. It's not too bad. But today I'm feeling a little bit tired, so not the enthusiastic as it can be. But I also just want to provide, I don't know, I can't sleep if I didn't do my daily update. It's a problem I have, but it's, it's because I'm so used to updating you guys every single day. I can't do without. I just want to update you guys on what's going on. It's my passion. It's crazy. In terms of price, by the way, I told you all things are going down a little bit. I'm actually buying like a freaking madman. I am, of course, a little bit, I don't want to say worried, but I'm a little bit confused as to why the crypto market moved this far down, as it's one of the safest options to go for in times like this. So it's a little bit confusing, but I guess it's just the one-to-one correlation with stocks. Then again, in terms of Bitcoin price, we did break down lower. We did have our little head and shoulder pattern, which did play out negatively. We are bouncing off of our previous support here back in September. We still have a little bit of room downwards to go until we get to our lowest point of September. But I guess this is our lowest close that we've had, which is at around the exact same level which we bounced from right now. From a weekly perspective, I'm not going to say this was actually too beautiful, but the weekly has just closed just now. It's not too beautiful, and it's officially a lower low. Then again, we can definitely, wait a minute. Just quickly checking everything out. It's officially a lower low in terms of close, but we still, theoretically speaking, have a little bit of room to go actually before everything turns quote unquote bad. And also, you got to remember for yourself one little thing. Do we consider that from April up until, I'm going to say, October, this was a bear market because we did not make a new all-time high or newer high, it's pretty difficult to say. We got a very long decline from April all the way up until the midst of July. This was all just decline for like weeks on forward. Can we call that bear market though? Like, how long does something have to be until it's considered a bear market? I guess right now we can even say again, what if we got ourselves another April position? We're going to be going down for this exact same amount of time again before reaching a new all-time high. About 27 weeks is what it took to overtake the previous all-time high from April all the way here in October. It's pretty difficult to state whether or not something is a bear or a bull market. I would say it's just about the faith and the circumstance in the crypto market. And right now, I would say that every single fundamental piece points towards the upside whilst things are going down, which is not right. That's when we should buy, I think. In terms of liquidations, things are going down. It's like calming down a little bit again, as of course this is where the most amount of fear was. And so right now we're calming down piece by piece. Fear and greed index is, I think, also up. It was 10 a little while ago. Right now you can see we're back into 23-ish territory. Let's check this out. By the way, whenever we talk about why crypto will expand, you got to remember, it's not just banks, it's not just financial institutions, it's not just that ballpark. Every single piece of the world is adapting crypto and adopting it. There's no denying it anymore. It might be a little hobbly ride, but eventually we know where we're going. In terms of what cryptos I love the most, I would say XRP is really a juicy crypto. I've told you guys that 1,000 times before. I think a couple of the coins we talked about earlier, like Polygon, Terra, /Luna, and Chainlink, are also really juicy. And it's also a different little basket, I guess, right? I have a couple of different baskets I've told you guys a couple of times about before. And I think it's about diversification. That's definitely key. But more importantly, just staying true to not going all into one. I guess it comes down to the same thing, right? Just diversify your crypto and stick with it, I guess. Just don't give up. It's the easiest way to do really well in crypto, I guess. But let's continue on with this little talk here. There's $15 trillion in global SME, small to medium enterprise, cross-border payment flows. This is only one of many industries Ripple and XP are going after. Just a little, I guess, small valuation part for what Ripple is trying to overtake. That's their little niche, their focus right now. I don't really know why you need to know these numbers except for thinking, man, XRP can really get so big. The only problem is we keep saying that, we keep shouting that nothing's changing, right? Yes, but no. From the fundamentals on the background, a lot of things are changing. That's one thing. And second of all, well, isn't that only for the better? Isn't it better that if things are really happening in the background, yet the price is not moving, that it's a way better opportunity and a way bigger moonshot opportunity? Isn't it like way nicer for us if that's the case, rather than, oh, they're not really doing anything, but the price is moving all the time? Wouldn't that be worse because it could be overvalued instead of undervalued? My thoughts. And then here we have, just me putting this over on Twitter. I'm trying to share more and more stuff over on Twitter. If you're not following me on there just quite yet, you're missing out. That's all I'm saying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stopping by, saying hi. And I forgot my charger for the MacBook. It's going to be a problem. I'm not sure what to do. I guess I have to, it's going to be annoying, actually. Oh, my days.